Hey everyone. I hope you're all well. It's been a while. And now I'm going to talk about food. Why food? Talked about famine. Showed you my 17-day fast. Now I think it's talk about food. Perhaps no greater controversial subject. That's not true, but that's kind of. Food is life. Food's good. What is food? What is a diet? Let's reflect. Because there's a lot to think about. And we don't think, we eat. We eat a lot, all the time. We like food. What is food again? I don't know. Plants. We like plants. We like plants. We like animals. We like eating animals. 59 billion, according to a book I read. 59 billion animals a year are consumed. Should you eat a diet? What is a diet again? I don't know. What is a healthy diet? What's the optimal diet? Is there such a thing? Let's think about that. So that's what we're going to talk about. This is part 1 of 75. Now, a couple, because this is an interesting topic, just like fasting. What are the benefits of fasting? What are the benefits of food, of eating? Should you eat a whole food plant-based diet? Should you eat a ketogenic diet? What is the best diet? What does the word best mean? Because it could be nonsense. In the most absolute sense that nonsense can be. So this video is going to be 5,000 hours. But part 1 will only be a little while. So let's talk about food. Yummy food. What's food again? I've asked that 3 times. We know what not food is, which is not consuming. So food is what we consume, right? I mean, you can get into the chemistry of it. Food is plants, animals. It's kind of, bugs. We eat a lot of different stuff. But what is the food that gives us what we need to be able to live? To live, we have this idea of health. Health is what? Well-being. What is well-being? Health. Right? Freedom from disease. So it's simple, like a fast is simple. You don't eat. You drink water. You can drink coffee or tea. You can drink stuff, but you don't eat. Now, there's a thing called dry fast. I talked about it. You don't have anything whatsoever. You just... And that's interesting. Not something I've experienced. So what I want to talk about is experiencing food from what an author I read recently calls sense-ability. Sense-ability. Right? To be able to sense the food that we need, which is tricky because we are inundated. And it's easy to talk about because we all are sort of embedded where we are, right? So the first thing to say is, well, what kind of food should I eat? Is what kind of life are you living? And that's very much going to be embedded in, as I'll put this link up, Johann Hari calls it, what is the cage that you're living in? Sounds kind of awful, but it's true. What kind of cage are you in? What kind of life are you living? Which we love to say, what kind of lifestyle are you living? Which is going to be predicated on what class are you, which, there's no class, but what level of privilege do you have? What access do you have? Do you have a car to go get the food? Do you walk to go get the food? Where do you live? Where are you living? There's a lot of factors. So to talk about food or fasting's easier because anyone can. You don't really need to have access. You just don't eat. And some people aren't eating and it's killing them. And that's never a good thing, especially if you want to live. So it's easy to talk about food when you have that access to it. Access to clean food, like clean water. Not everybody has access to that. So that's that starting point of sharing my experiences to share an experience that has a lot of access, a lot of ability to sense things. But it's not always that easy, because to have sensibility is to be able to move, is to be able to have responsibility. And when you're in a cage, we could call the cage civilization, which is to be locked into living in city-states, right? Again, my experience with it, again, is good. Easy, but with the position that one is in, you have access to all these different types of food, right? The diets. So in the Western world, the affluence of the Western world, there's the lifestyle obsessed, which is all of us who are probably watching this video or, asking these questions on the different social media sites, whether it's Reddit or Quora, saying, what's the best? What's the best diet? Is it the ketogenic diet? Is it the vegan diet? Is it a vegetarian diet? Is it a, this, that? It's like, what's the best workout? So I can have big bulging muscles and do one-arm handstands. Cool. We'll talk about that too. So, in this, there's no easy answer. None. We know of these ideas of calories and nutrients, micronutrients, macronutrients. What's the most, the best? What's the right balance of, we have fats, proteins, carbohydrates. And we'll talk all about that and my experience with them. And perhaps some wisdom to impart if there is any.